Hello everyone, how are you guys doing today? And I hope you're all well. Welcome to my channel, and I would like to show you Sphere Finance today, the S&P 500 of crypto. With just one token, get exposure to a diversified portfolio of projects across multiple chains. So yeah, in 2022, being the year of governance with DeFi 3.0 right around the corner, AMMs are turning into multi-billion-dollar endeavors that build the infrastructure of financial instruments in DeFi. They are the roads that decentralized finance needs, and governance protocols in AMMs allows users to vote on LPs, which the AMMs will invest in with great allocations for those who hold immense volume. But there is only one issue. To be able to vote, you must lock your tokens for a long period of time, usually around 4 years, which is very little yield to make up for the escrowed tokens. So these protocols are populated with numerous whales, VC funds, and protocols who need the liquidity, which take a huge slice of the cake, whose crumbs are left for the average user of the protocols. This is where the Sphere Finance comes in, and that is really great because it aims to take a hold of governance protocols in a way where the average investor can enjoy the amazing world of governance without locking away their investments, which on their own cannot make a big profit, efficiently gathering a community of investors with a common goal that band together and become one whale, effectively bringing back DeFi to the people. Yeah, I will explain everything you need to know about the mission of Sphere, how Sphere is going to set out to do it, and what makes the protocol the S&P 500 of crypto via the governance appreciation. And we can enter the app straight away with that button in here. We can go into the Sphere Finance app to the dashboard straight away, and we have the documentation here. So that's basically the white paper, and I strongly encourage you guys to check it all out. And here we have the app. Basically, you have the holdings, your earnings, and the rebates, and everything, the next rewards, and the price, the market cap, the daily ROI. But basically, Sphere Finance is a project with an auto store basing token that is backed by a basket of assets, mainly governance tokens, which continuously appreciate in the value, thus raising the longevity of the token Sphere, and the main token being a token which automatically stacked and yields a daily 1.91% just by holding within your wallet, and it's rebasing every 30 minutes, and you have that rebase periods right in here. We can connect our wallet really quickly and just log in to your MetaMask, and after you do so, you will be automatically connected. So that is really seamless. Right, we just have to wait a second, and after I successfully log in and approve my account, I will be connected as shown. And there we have it. Just after switching the chain to Polygon, you will be able to access it. So yeah, these emissions are supported by a taxation system which requires you to pledge an amount of your investment into the treasury, which is used to fund the liquidity, hedging, and investments. The amount is set at 13 and 20% on buying and selling respectively, which will ensure both long-term holding, a steady stream of income for the protocol, and ample liquidity to the listed pairs on the axis. So Sphere is an incredible, simple financial instrument, and to use it, all you have to do is just buy and hold the token. It automatically yields rewards to your wallet without any further work needed, and to ensure that you will capture all of the governance benefits without having to look up any of your tokens. And this efficiently turns a liquidity market and escrow tokens into a liquidity one by allowing you to have a share in a constantly yielding vault that pays dividends regularly without having to look up your investments. So that's all really fantastic. There's even more to it, of course. As you guys can see, there's a claim, the calculator, the swap, and the docs. So all is there. I'm sure you guys can just go ahead and figure it out for yourselves. The calculator is self-explanatory. Same thing with the swap, and claiming is basically you're getting your yields if you want, and then the docs right at the end. So let's get back But yeah, it's a really easy to use the protocol. They're going to be on multi-chains. The first target being the BP20 chain, and as you guys know, it's already on Polygon. And as expected, the Gravity Bridge service will be used in-house in the website with only 3 clicks needed to bridge your tokens to and from Polygon and BSC. Yeah, you can only bridge the tokens in the form of Dyson tokens, which are upcoming Erupt Sphere token. The Dyson will be fully available via the decentralized app in the second version of the protocol, and it may be off-putting to some that there are taxes, which would imply a direct need of volume in trading. But Sphere Finance has come up with a revolutionary way of yielding the liquidity pool to earn even more liquidity with the help of their partner Tattoo Finance and the so-called liquidity, the quantum liquidity that is still in development as of now. But that's all right. We have the planned profitability, encourage profit taking. So the dynamic tax system ensures that no person can cause massive swings in price by dynamically raising the tax when a transaction negatively affects a sphere's liquidity. So I quite like it with the elastic kind of taxation can be quite interesting, especially as Sphere Finance has a stock tax rate of 13 to 20% as mentioned on buying and selling respectively, with transferring tokens having a 13% tax as well, and the taxes are divided as basically follows. 3 to 5% will go towards the investment treasury, which will be used to acquire more governance, buy into a variety of different cross-chain endeavors, fund OTC deals with projects to acquire large sums of appreciating assets at a discount and high-risk degen plays. All of the following will fund the protocol in the long run. There also will be 5% on the LP to ensure ample liquidity when buying or selling. Then 5 to 10% is the risk-free value, which will hedge against volatility in the market to ensure stability in price of the token. So that is a set-in-stone tax that everybody must pay upon stacking the tokens. It's a revolutionary way to ensure that there is always a way to fund rebases without issuing bonds and that inflate the circulating supply. So the system turns Sphere into an appreciating asset whose longevity is approved and supported by the community to keep the trend of dividends following. I absolutely love it, but however, even if the taxes may be considered steep to an average investor, it is not enough to scare away actual whales from buying into the endeavor and attempting to manipulate the price, which brings us to the dynamic tax reviewed and approved by the Spherean community, and it's a loose term for a system put in place to evaluate how much somebody should be taxed based on their share in the Sphere ecosystem. Yeah, in a regular auto rebasing project, most of the time the investors, no matter the price impact, pay the same tax, which creates the issue where a whale can comfortably afford to pay the taxes in exchange for huge volatility that shakes off ordinary holders, and thus allowing for a buy at a discount that gets abused. And to remove incentive from playing price manipulation, an additional 5% to the sell tax is added for every percentage of the LP to the holders holds. So there's 1% up to 5% additional tax, with 2% is 10% additional tax, with 3% is 15% additional tax, and so forth and so forth. So until the holder has to sell with a 70% tax on the transaction, all of which will be used to fund the protocol and reward the stakers. It also incentivizes stakers to continuously take profits to ensure a healthy ecosystem, which benefits from the sheer volume of the token and keeps emissions running smoothly. And DeFi is for the people, so Sphere wants to protect the average investors who are the majority of the community and the DeFi space. So to make sure they do correctly, they have raised the initial sell tax to 30%, which will decrease by 5% over the next 3 days, reverting back to the usual 20%. It does look like it's a bit complicated, but actually the system works out to be way better for the everyday investors just to beat the nasty whales. So a deep pause with the liquidity. The Sphere strategically buys back its own liquidity, which allows us to collect a yield on our own transactions. Yeah, that's really great. The treasury balance is at over $9 million. The market cap at 50.75 million. The APY of 99.9 thousand percent, and the total wallets, there's 11,000 wallets already. Really great. You can enter the app right away. Come and join the Sphere. We also have the protocol token acquisition. The Sphere uses treasury to buy valuable governance tokens on the Polygon network, generating value for Sphere token holders and grants, controlling voting on influential protocols. Really fantastic. And for the roadmap, I figured we could go to the white paper. In the white paper, we have even more stuff like the FAQ, stacking, taxes, tutorials, protocol internals, and etc. And there's also some references if you would like to check them out. But basically, they have started in Q1 of 2022, and they have done quite a lot. It's as for the March 21st, unique presale 1 on Sphere's website, 1 and 2 actual listings, audit at Certic, YouTube marketing campaign, AMAs with various communities, dark mode for web app, and also the Sphere games, the deflationary, charitable, positive sum lottery. So that all has been done where 10% gets burned, 1% goes to the charity wallet to support the Sphereans in need, and you do not lose your stacked principal rebate, that will be the prize pool. They still have some things to do, like the transfer contracts on the protocol, multi-sign, multi-sig wallets, and also the web app with a graph on the dashboard, and they're researching more ways to acquire more governance tokens in a more efficient way. That's really great. They also have plans for the next quarter, which is the dashboard 2.0, the marketing campaign, the black hole, the gravity bridge, the quantum liquidity with further governance acquisitions and binary rebasing, the Dyson version 2, galactic bonds, and the wormhole zapping. Absolutely great. This is basically a short roadmap right here, with the liquidity bootstrapping being the main goal of the first quarter, using launch funds that they will prioritize to purchase the value governance tokens of the other projects. The second is the Sphere games, a deflationary positive sum lottery where no one loses and 10 win every 3 days. And then the third quarter is the Operation Bribe, where the Sphere will incentivize other protocols to participate in the Sphere wars more soon as well. So yeah, stay up to date with the social media. It's really important that you guys do so with Discord, Twitter, and Medium. That is going to be your best bet to stay updated about everything. As you guys can see, almost 12,000 followers, and there's all sorts of different news and updates, also the giveaways and etc. So make sure not to miss out on it. And there's definitely plenty of interesting things happening on their Twitter. Same thing with the Discord and Medium. You can get really a lot of interesting information, so make sure to do that. I would also lastly like to tell you a bit more about the Sphere games, as it's not really explained in here, but it's a way to win huge amounts of tokens without losing your principal. So a group of Sphereans agree to put their rebases into a pool for a period of time, and after the period ends, the winners are randomly drawn, and they get to share the winning pool's funds. Sphere games is heavily inspired by and forked from the initial idea of Pool Together, who use the same mechanics for as Ohm. However, Sphere has built upon the idea by offering ways to also earn Sphere even when you lose the draw, and the Sphere faucet is a separate pool which yields your Sphere at a much lower APY, and the cost of guaranteeing yields even if you lose the draw, and then you put your rebase into the lucky pot. So by playing the Sphere games, you also agree to burn 10% of the rebases in the lottery pool to deflate Sphere circulating supply, thus making prices more sustainable and easier to move upwards. And they've seen how easily someone could exploit the games by brute forcing the RNG of the blockchain. Therefore, they've sought professional support from their friends at Chainlink. Sphere Finance has also adjusted the parameters of the games to make sure that users stay in the longest period of time by implementing a 30% tax for entering, which decreases over time. And to top it all off, every 1% of every lottery pool will be collected and used for charitable events, whether it will be donated to charity organizations or helping individuals in need. So that is absolutely great. The contract with rebases and evaluations of holders is running continuously with automatically via the Chainlink's Oracle technology, which is generously offered to them by the Chainlink team. And so this guarantees the continued missions which will run smoothly forever, all powered in the Polygon ecosystem, and the Polygon ecosystem, which brings us to the topic of the Polygon Alliance, which is really important because it's a partnership of DeFi projects within the Polygon ecosystem, whose purpose is to work together as one protocol, incentivizing each other to invest into different strategies which yield everyone involved profits, all while raising the TVL on Polygon. And the founding members include Sphere Finance, AutoClam Finance, Universe Finance, VestQ, and Tattoo Finance. So these are really renewable finance companies. So yeah, that is really impressive. They also have done quite some amazing progress. Within the last 2 weeks, they have deployed 100,000 into the partners vault, Tattoo, and their Tattoo QI tokens turned into a solid 150,000 in less than 2 weeks. So that is really, really fantastic. The Polygon's Alliance goal is to accrue more TVL for Polygon, and they are supporting the direct by Polygon themselves. Really great. They have over 4,000 holders to date, and are on working on making Sphere Games a game with a deflationary aspect to the APY, and this is with the help of Chainlink and their Oracle tech. And you can see all the stuff on the Discord in the SIP section. So that is really fantastic. Governance token hold Votium on how much liquidity goes where, and that is something many protocols need, and it would gladly pay holders of governance tokens to vote for them. Absolutely great. It's known as a bribe. So there's a bribe projects that we have seen in the roadmap. The amount of money distributed to holders is almost ridiculous considering how frequently votes are held. So one time $90 million got distributed to escrowed curve holders. The only downside to escrowing your tokens and holding these governance tokens is that they're usually locked, sometimes even for 4 years. They have mitigated that by partnering up with Tattoo Finance, who locks up governance tokens and issues the receipts tokens of them, like the QI and the Tattoo QI. They buy into the tokens and compound them so that they hold governance over Tattoo, and Tattoo from all of the QI tokens holds governance over the QI DAO. So this is what the matryoshka principle is, basically smaller tokens into taking governance over bigger tokens to have a share in governance in bigger protocols, and the order would be from smallest to biggest currently. So Sphere Finance going to Tattoo Finance, going to QI DAO. Really, really great. And lastly, the Dyson is basically a non-transferable token which elevates tax events with a wrapped version of Sphere. So it's like a vault. It rebases the increase, and so does the price appreciation of Dyson. With more time spent, the Dyson will become more valuable in relation to the rebases that have happened. So you have to hold Dyson in your wallet, and if you want to transfer it, you can unwrap it back to Sphere, the tax-free process. And then send or sell the Sphere tokens. And since some countries see stacking as a taxable event, they want to have Dyson to resolve the issue, because it will basically raise in its price through the rebase, but the amount of the coin stays the same. Imagine you put all your spheres in a bag, and now you have one bag instead of many spheres, and new spheres are added to the bag, and so your bag's value goes up, but you still only have one bag. Really interesting, and I really enjoy seeing that kind of technology. And some of the achievements, of course, include the Sphere Games, more than 11,000 holders, $50 million market cap, 2% buy, burn on buy and sell, which is the black hole. It is really interesting. But bear in mind, I'm not a financial advisor of any sort, so all the investing you're doing is at your own risk. Remember about it, be smart and responsible about your funds. But yeah, Sphere Finance is a project aiming to inspire other projects to work together to yield profits and to their loyal stakers in a way where every investor can enjoy them as much as they want. So yeah, leave a comment saying if you liked Sphere Finance or not and what you liked about it the most. I like that it's a network of wallets creating one great society whose main fuel is profits maintained by a calculated, automated and complex algorithm which can sustain itself by itself. So that is lovely. And yeah, if you like the video, hit the like button and subscribe for more, and I'll see you next time. Thank you and bye.